What's up, everybody? How are you doing? This is Bayo Adio again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I wanted to share how I went through the process of getting my NIN number. Anyways, I'll share the whole process with you guys. And in return, all I ask is that you click on that like button. Other than that, enjoy the video. Alright guys, so let me tell you guys about what an NIN is. So in Nigeria, I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems like they're trying to increase more regulation. They're trying to create like an identity system, probably close to what you would think as like a social security number or an ID number in the US. So the one that I am familiar with was BVN, and BVN is like your own individual number that you can use to conduct financial transactions. So that's like to open up a bank account, you need a BVN. To trade in the Nigerian stock market, you have a BVN. If you don't know, we actually have a whole stock market exchange. Any type of transactions that you want to do, you need a BVN. Even to like do like some some transfer and wiring and all those type of stuff, they usually require a BVN to like to verify your identity in addition to like an ID. Now the NIN is something new because I'm like, we already have the BVN, what do you need the NIN for? So it seems like they just came up with this abruptly, and maybe it's been in the kind of works for a while, but for me it came very abruptly when we were trying to deal with the second wave of COVID in Nigeria, at least what they were anticipating. So they said by the end of December, everybody has to go get your NIN, or we're going to turn off all of your cell phones.
The experience is very bad. Bad is an understatement, as a matter of fact. With COVID-19 protocols is zero, We are practically hugging ourselves outside and giving ourselves the virus live into our mouths, okay?
Some people have done that within 7 years ago, and they are telling me that they too have not received their own NIN number. And I come to collect mine as fixed by them. Now they are telling me there is error. The lady came here telling me I should keep on shouting that it's not her own problem. That's not how to attend to people. If you know you are not comfortable with your work, you tell them you don't want to do it again, you quit. Nobody forced you to come and work here. It's as simple as that.
So when the network guys, MTN, Airtel and the rest of them, and even those at Pantami's office, what do they call them, NCC, Nigerian Communication Commission or whatever, want to block our numbers, they must understand that this thing is not within our power.
I wasn't the only one freaking out. A lot of people use their phones for transaction. That's how they make their living, whether they're boat, whether they're at the market. It's like very, very connected to their phone. So this caused chaos. So like the NIN offices were like jam-packed. Offices all over places were jam-packed, and people were trying to figure out how to get this NIN number before the deadline. So I went through this process because I wanted to figure it out, and I think my first day going through this process, it took me 8 hours of standing in line. So the first step is you needed to find where to go. If you want to find out where to enroll, they have a place where you can click here. This way you can figure out where to actually go enroll to get your SIM card. So let's just say you're in Lagos. You would click on, where is Lagos here? Lagos right here. And then it tells you all the different places that you can go and enroll your card. You needed to find the location that you can go apply. So you go on their website, you put it in, and then once you find the location, then you obviously you want to try to get there as early as possible, and then you fill out the form. They're asking for basic stuff, but a lot of stuff beyond that. So like where I usually always get stuck is that I have to go and ask my parents. I have to figure out like, so when they ask for address, they ask for like the address, the city, state, all of that, but they always ask for like the local government. So I always have to look for like, figure out what the local government is that I am currently living at, that my parents were, where my parents are from, what states. So they have the state of origin. I think once you figure that out, then of course next of kin and all that stuff. Anyways, I'll just put the form here so you guys can see all the information that they require. They need to know their state of residence, their town, their local government, and their address. They need to know it from where their state of origin is, and the local government and the town. The same information for their father, for their mom, and then any supporting documents, and then details of their parents too. They don't have to have their father or mother's name, but they can put it, and then their next of kin. So that's what the application looks like. So ideally you can fill this out to save you some time before you get there. And then once you get there, if you haven't filled it out, they give you this thing to fill out, and you fill it out, and then you wait. You wait. And in Nigeria, sometimes if you're going through the proper channel, it's very frustrating. So there's going to be a lot of people that kind of cut past you, either because they have a higher status or they have connections better to the people doing things, whatever the case might be. So I think that's, and of course, and in addition to that, there's also a lot of people trying to get it done. So there's people, and then sometimes the people that are working are not as they don't take the time too seriously for the people that are standing in line that have to work. I think they're just very, very casual. This is just some of the realities of the things that you have to deal with, especially working with anything that is very government related. And this is probably the same in a lot of other countries. But anyways, and then once you fill out this form, you go to the lady, she does your fingerprinting, take your pictures, do everything that you need to do, ask you all the questions, make sure that you have all of the information, you confirm it, and then they can deny you for any other reason, whether like you're missing like a paperwork or you're missing something, whatever the case. Then they have you go and stand back again to figure that out, because there's so many people. But anyway, once you get through with that, then they give you a slip. That slip doesn't quite give you your NIN number yet. So that slip is to tell you that you've made the transaction, and then after you've made that transaction, then you can leave, and then now it's just a waiting game. And for me, luckily I had a phone number of somebody that I can contact, and I just kept calling and texting to figure out when my NIN number is ready, and it wasn't ready for like 2 weeks after going through all of that drama. So I guess when you apply, then the NIN has to drop or be activated in order for you to be able to use it, and then you have to connect this NIN number to your phone so your phone doesn't get deactivated. The deadline is very unrealistic. I think one of the things that they could have done is made this electronic, to have people fill out their forms online and then get an alert on their phone, instead of having so many people congest these locations. Another thing they could have done is they could have created some sort of appointment system, which I think they're trying to finally do now, so where like you know when your appointment is, so you don't have to stand in line for so long. Some people are standing in line for days, guys. They stand in line for 7 to 8 hours, they leave, they come back and do the same thing, they leave and come back and do the same thing. And also, organization is important too. So each location is trying to figure out the system and how they can get people registered and organized. It's just a hot, chaotic mess. And for me, my line when I went wasn't even that congested. When I see videos in some places, there's like 200 people waiting in line. So I'm hoping these are some of the things that I feel like should not be that hard, especially with the level of technology and knowledge that we have already in the country, because I see it. I think it's just a matter of implementation and organization and project management. to make this happen. But anyway, I finally got my NIN number, and I was excited so they didn't have to shut me off. They haven't quite done it because they keep pushing the deadline back. I think even they realized that they had a completely unrealistic deadline in order for people to do this. Their justification for this is to kind of prevent identity theft, prevent terrorism, whatever the case might be. They want people to have a little bit more transparency in the transactions that people are making with NIN number or whatever people have to do. Anyways, that is my take on the process that I had to go through to get this NIN number that the government just implemented for everybody to do, or else they're going to shut their phones down. So now if you have a Nigerian phone, once you have that, then you can connect your phone to that NIN number and register it so it's active. All these phone companies also have a number that you can dial to see if your NIN has been activated or if you have an NIN. So there's all this network system that's not very clear, and almost everybody that I talk to have not gotten theirs because they don't have the time to go stand in line, and they can't afford to miss like a daily income like that. So I hope that this process gets smoothened out and gets better. But these are some of the frustrations that Nigerian citizens have to go through in order to kind of comply with the things that the government is wanting them to do. They don't make the process simple. So I'm hoping that there's like a whole reorganization of the system to make this process a bit more simpler, and maybe people would be more willing to be in compliance with the things that you're wanting the citizens to do. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you later. Peace.